How much does your girl have to make to become your wife?
I think that she really just has to mentally be in the right state of mind, because money really doesn't matter. It's all about the mindset and the person.
Okay, how about you?
Yeah, I don't know. That don't really matter to me. As long as she figure out what she want to do and something she's looking forward to, it's not really a price though, like, you know.
Shoot, as long as she can cook and clean, and she a good mom, I'm gonna make all the bread.
Sorry.
Telling my girlfriend I'm not marrying her.
I've been starving all day, and then y'all got this lazy sitting here drinking a Chick-fil-A shake. Get up and cook something. What are you doing?
I'm not cooking nothing for you. Why
Go
you
cook something.
me?
See, this is why I'm not marrying you. Because you sitting down all day. Go cook something. Do something. This is exactly why I'm not marrying you.
What?
You got the lights off. Turn the lights on.
How you mad? Because I want to relax.
Look at this.
Why do I got to cook for you? Who do you think I am?
Wow.
I'm not marrying you. Hope you know that. It's over with.
It was at this very moment that she realized that he had a point. To be honest with you, I think that they're both made for each other. I mean, did y'all hear the chirping alarm in their apartment? That's a tall tale sign that your shit's not together, young man. Why is she cooking for someone that can't even change the battery in the damn alarm? It's definitely a match in loser heaven for y'all. Plus, is that a damn Sonic the Hedgehog poster? Having Sonic posters on the wall while talking about marriage is nasty work. I never understand why couples cohabitate until they have a clear understanding of their needs, wants, and desires. Because when there's not, that's how you get this. From the man's side, chirping fire alarms, and from her side, drinking Chick-fil-A milkshakes all damn day.
What does a man have to make to be with you?
6 figures plus.
6 figures?
I need
A year?
vacations. Oh, a year, duh. I need vacations. I need nice vehicle. I need a lot.
I mean, I'm not saying money's a factor, but definitely over 6 figures.
What expensive girl.
I think more realistically, I would love a 6-figure man, but that's not happening. I agree, yes. Like, I would love $100,000 at least.
Okay.
How tall does a guy need to be in order to be with you?
6 foot.
He needs to be 6 foot.
Yeah.
Just taller than me. I'm 4'11", so I just need you to be like...
Am I tall enough?
Like your height. Yeah, your height is good.
Would you date a guy that makes $75K a year?
I have, yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Would you do it again?
No.
What's the lowest amount of money a man should spend on a wedding ring for you guys?
$500,000, okay?
Okay.
We need a mother rock on this finger. A rock, you hear that? I don't care if you're broke as take your mama's life savings, take your life savings, take your grandma's life savings, and get me a rock.
No.
There is no price limit. Whatever the I pick out, you're buying.
Here.
Yeah. What's the wedding ring? What's your price?
For you?
No. For me, yeah.
For you?
Why look at me like that?
Like $1,000.
1,000. Bye.
I think I knew that the marriage is not gonna last 6 months into the marriage. So I was feeling a little bit imprisoned in my marriage. So I was married to someone who had gone to the length of saying, you can't talk to this person like this. Why is this guy sending you this emoji? Remember, I come from a relationship where freedom was nice. You know, I have a lot of male friends. He didn't understand that. That made him uncomfortable because in his head, I believe he thought that every guy that I'm talking to, I'm banging. And that made me feel like, is that what you think of your wife? You think I'm like that, you know? Right. So one particular day I'm driving back from work and I'm feeling like, no man, this doesn't feel right. And I missed my ex at that moment. I called my ex and lucky enough for me, he didn't pick up. Ka WhatsApp. I leave that. I'm not thinking. I'm in my own space.
Yes.
I sleep, get home. I'm woken up got such a big what the heck? Obviously I'm sleeping and I'm thinking, dude, like it's whatever AM. What's going on? And this time we are at his parents' house. Remember we had moved to his parents' house.
Yes.
We had a quarrel for why are you speaking to your ex? How can you do that to me? We are not even 6 months in marriage, you're already cheating. So I was labeled a cheater from that on.
Okay.
So you can imagine the troubles
now.
that came after that. He even went back to the pastor that married us and told him Horbutulo is a cheater.
How long you been together?
Kind of a long time. We met in college, but like 3 years total.
Three years, but we've known each other for 11 years.
Yeah.
So you were in the friend zone.
You were orbiting for 8 years. Holy moly.
I was in the friend zone big time. I never thought I was going to come out of it, to be honest. But
When did it click for you that you'd be just as attracted to him?
I mean, I think the attraction's always there, but if you're like prioritizing the friendship, it's a little bit different. But I think after we graduated and then like moved to the same city. So that was a couple years ago. We were best friends in college, and we'd always talk about like we date other people. So we were always like super close about stuff like that. So.
But I mean, surely he was trying to get with you during that time. Why didn't you give him a shot back then?
I mean, obviously he's a very good-looking guy, but he was like one of my best friends, and you don't want to lose a friendship. And
Who's gonna tell him?
you're at school, there's different things, and I think it's different when you're older and are in the same place and like same. I don't know, you're just like a bit more mature and like value the same.
There should have been gunshots in this clip every time she said, I'm just a little bit more mature and I just see things like a little bit differently. And I mean, he's like an attractive guy, but we were friends. We were just bestest of friends. So let me try to break down some of these words behind the words. Understand me? So like in college, she was essentially the Lamborghini, right? Riding fast, doing donuts and burnouts in the middle of the damn street. She graduates and leaves the microcosm where she's been put on a pedestal, is introduced to the streets, and now realizes, hey, maybe I'm not a Lamborghini, I'm more so a Hyundai Sonata. And now because she's matured and has less options, close options that are available to her, you're now worthy of her time and attention and affection. Now, mind you, this is after 8 years of friendship where she's talking your ear off at 1 o'clock in the morning about all of the Chad Thundercocks that she's been experiencing within her dating life. You were always the alternative option should her best options not work out. My G, you cannot go in there bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. You must understand this context of your relationship. You are not her first option, so the likelihood of some bullshit occurring in your relationship is exponentially greater. Prepare yourself.
I've been dating.
Just over 5 years.
5 years. Have you ever cheated?
No.
No hiccups in this relationship?
No.
What's the worst moment you ever had in this relationship?
Long distance.
Yeah, we started long distance.
Ohio to Utah.
How'd y'all make it work?
She eventually moved out to Utah.
Yeah.
Utah, that's where you live at?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With you?
Yeah.
How long did it take for her to move in with you?
Long time. She broke up with me a couple times first. Before she moved in with me.
Why you break up with him? Because the long
Twice.
distance?
Long distance.
What made you want to take her back? After that last one.
Man, that's deep. That'll take a long time. How long you guys got? Her making the move out was a big move, and it showed that she was serious. So she moved out to Utah.
Now, when you broke up with them those twice, did you see other dudes?
Yes.
Did you sleep with them?
No.
Oh, okay.
Stop the cap.
Oh, okay. Woo. But you kissed them.
No.
Bruh. You just talked.
It was my ex.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
You started talking to your ex again?
Yeah.
Bro, how do you feel about that?
So I actually talked to her ex about it.
Beta!
Can somebody hold this be forgotten?
Huh?
Can somebody hold this be forgotten?
I'm not gonna lie, I gotta be like a couple of years, 10 years, and then it could forget. If it was like last year, now you started a new leaf, not yet. We can't trust you yet. Give me 10 years and then I'll believe you.
You gotta cover up, mama. Okay? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna put my foot in the sand because you sound like a hypocrite. Okay? You sound like a hypocrite, and I think that's a component of the reason why my man DT over there is currently smiling, because he knows that the words don't necessarily match the garb. Okay? Now, mind you, I think that everybody has the right and the title to freedom of expression that includes the clothes that they wear. But do understand, from the eyes of the perspective of a dude like myself that has potentially a public image and perception to uphold, and thinking through, if I was to have someone by my side, it would not be someone who shows the goodies the way that you do. Why? Because I would think immediately upon meeting that there is hotness or wholeness in the past, if not the present. Okay? I may be wrong, but I'm entitled to my opinion, just like you're entitled to wear whatever you want, as long as it's legal.
They instilled the fear of God in me, so I was always scared. And I got to college, I was that sheltered little girl, and she was free. Baby, I was running rampant on that campus. And I had a little boyfriend, and he was at another school in Nashville, which was like 3 hours away. And I ended up talking to the star of the basketball team. And all the girls wanted him, but I had him.
Men just in society are given the allowance to express themselves sexually. As you know, women were given parameters. You can express yourself sexually, but in this box that it's acceptable and acceptable by society standards. Our body.
These women's podcasts just get up and just say things to an audience of women that just shake their heads yes without critically thinking. What do you mean by that? That men can express themselves sexually? That's actually not a true statement. A man soliciting for prostitutes or a man having OnlyFans accounts is not culturally put on a pedestal. In fact, it's shamed when men do these things. The women on these podcasts often don't know what they're talking about, and just makes me think that in their minds, they're just imagining men just walking out in the public servicing their members for the whole world to see. Let's keep watching.
For so long were used for profit, for chattel slavery, for all of those things. Our sexuality for so long didn't belong to us. And I think like that's a big portion of why we're seeing this extreme in spectrum. And that's the point. It's a spectrum. And it should be allowed that we're able to express it no matter which side of the spectrum that we're on. That is to me what sexual liberation and liberation for Black women in terms of sex should look like, in terms of like as modest as you want to be or as out there as you want to be. And you can't make a value judgment on the woman and call her a whore however she chooses.
She's an agent of chaos. You come across women like this, you avoid them like the plague. I wouldn't even recommend getting butt from women like this because they're agents of chaos. They're agents of liberation. They're agents of don't control me, let me be free. This woman is using slavery as an excuse to be a whore. You can't make this shit up. Let's listen.
To express her sexuality. Even if that's what you think that is, who are you to make that value?
This show here is called Black Girl Stuff, and if this is what you guys talk about, then no wonder why you're so far the damn hell behind. Because the mental gymnastic here is Olympic level. This is like saying that we as a people have been suppressed from murdering other people for so long now that now we just operate in this extreme, like we should be liberated to be able to murder whoever the hell that we want to, because this is the extreme, and there's a spectrum of murdering. Who are you to judge the type of murder that I involved myself in? Especially when there's study after study of the negative mental repercussions of promiscuity. This is all documented, but y'all just go in your echo chamber podcast and just make shit up to provide ear service to women with information that inevitably provide little to no value in the outcome of these same women lives. I would probably guess a lot of the women who would pay for a matchmaker are those that follow the very independent lifestyle, right? Maybe a little bit older, and they're in probably medium cost of living to high cost of living cities. They do well for themselves, so they have time. That's true. They have money to give to someone else because they have less time. And because of that, they enlist someone like her to do the dirty work, right? You know, think it back to like a Tinder or a Bumble, or, you know, that gets out of a lot of the dirty work, which is actually going to a location to meet somebody. That's what a dating coach was going to do. They're doing the dirty work. They were like, okay, I got this woman and this man. Boom, based on their likes, their dislikes, I put them together. But these services cost a lot of money, from my understanding. So I think like there's a degree of reality that will hit, especially women, because you guys have a finite amount of time where you are at your most, how you say, valuable in the dating market.
Repeat that. You said
I mean, I've heard that before.
Okay. Let me try to explain it like this.
Yeah.
When men and women become adults, men are. You okay, Mo? You yawning? Okay. You ready to go?
I know you about to say, I can say it in a simpler way, but go ahead.
When men and women first become adults, here's my contention, is that in the dating game, men are at their least valuable because of the things that is attributed to how men are considered valuable grows over time. The older that they get, the more valuable in the dating marketplace that they become. That's generally why you see like a lot of younger women with older men, because there's components in older men that they find a lot more attractive because they're much more in their masculinity. However, the difference for women is they are at their most attractive when they're younger, when they're younger adults. Because what are the things that men look for? Again, we're real visual. You guys are the fairer sex, like the things that she was talking about over here. So it's almost like an inverse relationship as age increases as to a man's value versus a woman's value. Now, it seems like Mo doesn't agree with that, which is why she started doing all that body language as to what she was doing. But Vicky, I wanted to hear your perspective based on the way I just articulated that.
Did you understand what he said?
So, what do you want me to say?
Do you agree that men are more valuable?
She got it.
Okay, yeah. So I do agree. And I can only say I agree because I always was attracted to older men.
Okay.
And because of what their attraction is and what they can bring, not even money or looks wise, what they can bring to me emotionally, physically, being that protector to me as older and more mature because they already went through certain levels of life versus somebody that my age or younger. Unless they're more mature, but still, men still take a longer time. So I do agree with that context.
Okay.
So earlier I was doing a Don't Forget Your Crown Q&A session, which by the way, that book, my best-selling book ever, is 50% off for the next 24 hours. If you haven't gotten it yet, I'll put the link down in the caption so you can get yours. But a woman asked me, is there anything those of us who are 40 and 50 and up need to do differently on the dating scene? Or is there anything different about dating us at all? And the answer is yes and yes. There are some things you need to do differently, and I believe there's something different about dating one of y'all. I'll get into that in just a minute because I think y'all are actually the most lit group on the dating scene. But first, let's talk about how to protect yourself, because there are guys who will say something like that when really they're vultures, they're predators, they're looking to prey on you, some kind of vulnerability or what have you. So first thing you got to understand, for those of y'all who like to date a little bit younger guys, I'm all for the cougar movement, but you want to make sure you're not a fetish. If you're looking for something serious, you're looking for more than just fun, you want to make sure you're not coming across a guy who's going to just have fun with you and then use the number one cop-out. Oh, I want kids. I want a family. Now, of course, in your 40s, you can still have babies and whatnot. But what I'm referring to is a dude like a young guy, 22, 23 years old, grew up, fantasizing about his teachers, about his babysitters, about older women. Now he's of age, he's about to have some fun. And then whenever he gets with a woman who's 50 years old, he has his fun and then all of a sudden realizes he wants to have 4 or 5 more children over the next 10 years. So he can't be with her because no woman is going to come between the guy and his family goals.
So first thing, what's interesting, every time I listen to a video of his, I always have to put my mind in the perspective of the audience that he's talking to. Now, again, this particular question is saying 40, 50-year-olds, anything to do differently in the dating scene. What I think is interesting is that he automatically assumes that those that are in the dating scene at that age are doing it for a relationship, which I think is interesting because what I have found is that 40 to 50-year-old women that are like, let's say, recently single or recently divorced or what have you, they don't seem to be moving in a way. This is from my experience and my opinion, and trust me, I've had some cougars slide into the DMs. You see what I'm saying? But what I've noticed is that they're never trying to do that in a way to get into another relationship. I think that there's an assumption here that cougars are out here just being sweet relationship, getting dainty flowers as well. Like, from my experience, I haven't really seen it like that. But let's take this all in the mind to say that 40 to 50 years old and looking for a relationship. Now, what I will say is that what he just specifically described is an outlier. I mean, that's a huge outlier. Like, yeah, be careful for those that are going into a situation that you feel like are telling you one thing and then could be saying something else. But his first point is something that's an extreme outlier. Dudes who fetishize you for your age. Like, that's extreme outlier.
Nah, listen to this. Now tell me, from a man's perspective, tell me if this is just way out of pocket. And this is why we talking prenuptials and shit. On the first date, I had to get my daughter something to eat before he took me out. So I was like, can you run me by the McDonald's real quick because I'm running behind, woo woo. We get to McDonald's. All she got was her classic, a milkshake, 4-piece nugget, and a small fry. When the lady at the window asked for the bread, this
He's like, where's that?
Yeah.
Nigga, you said run me through McDonald's real quick so we can, nigga, you gonna pay for it.
I'm sorry. Okay. I think that's the problem
Already,
right
that was
now.
the first problem.
That ain't no problem.
At that moment,
That's your problem.
Look, and it was at that moment. Now I had the
You
bread,
should've paid for the.
and I even asked him, did he want anything? But look, it was at that moment that I knew you were never getting this pussy.
Because.
All right, so I already reacted to this video. You guys already know my thoughts for the most part. Maybe I'll leave a link. It was actually a live stream. Maybe a link to the live stream down below. But this is really not the topic of the video. But I wish that I knew this when I did this video.
Cheating.
Yes.
Shout out to all my cheaters. So basically,
What?
we just want to
She a
talk
cheater?
about the difference between a man cheating as opposed to A woman cheating. Exactly. The double standard. Right, because a lot of y'all men get in y'all feelings when a woman cheat because y'all say it's more emotional than the physical. Because y'all men
Facts.
feel
Most of the time.
But oh, it's a I feel physical like thing. Men are emotional cheaters Too. Y'all are sensitive.
Yeah, but we're not the
men
same.
out there. I know some of y'all. Listen, enough with the macho shit, okay? Some of y'all cheat too because you feel your ego is crushed at home or whatever you have it. Like, y'all paint it out to be like women cheat specifically for emotional reasons. Like, oh, he hurt my heart, so let me go cheat. Or he doesn't look at me the same, let me go cheat. No, sometimes we just want some new dick too. Okay? Y'all don't want to hear it, but... Right, because...
They're gonna get real. I think we're gonna uncover some truths here today. Yeah, you know, not all. There's some people that do any goddamn thing. You're right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Do some dudes emotionally cheat? Yeah, I guess so. The majority, most likely not. The majority of emotional cheaters are y'all emotional creatures. Will cheat to get back at, or will cheat because someone else is appearing to be more suitable than the dude who has been with you, working hard, good guy. All this other emotional shit that they really don't make logical sense. Yeah, most of the time. Well, let's just get back into action.
I feel like men's perception of women is that we're this innocent cat. I think it's because most men view women as the first woman they knew, which is their mother. So most men put their mother on a pedestal. Your mother could be a crackhead. You're putting her on a pedestal. So it's like men think that women are like these like fairy tale creatures, and that we do things based on like the right, like whatever's considered traditional or right. But we're humans, you know.
Yeah,
and
we don't think that no more.
Too, whether they're sexual, whether they're hormonal, we're owed the same respect as men. It's just that men can't handle that. A man can't handle that you went and got some dick because you just wanted some new dick. A man has to, oh no, you had to be hurt by me to go do it. It always has to involve them. Yeah. But I feel like, stop. Both sexes cheat for the same reasons. Men, I've seen y'all go cheat, like I said, because you're boo-hooing at home. It's not always about some fresh pussy. Right, because you know, as a man, they feel like, oh, I'm gonna cheat because maybe shit might be good at home. And shit might be bad at home. But I feel like a man cheats because they're just not strong in the flesh. And the Bible says the flesh is weak. I'm not going to get there. But, I mean, or you just probably wasn't ready to commit. I feel like, or you could just.
My position is that dudes more often cheat just for purely physical reasons, or just want to get with women for purely physical reasons. Don't want no emotional attachment component in something, whether or not they're cheating or just involving themselves with a new friend or a woman that they have met. We could do that more often than not. What it sounds like is this lady right here is saying that women can do that too and at the same frequency. That's what she's saying. Ladies, down in the comment section down below, do y'all agree or disagree? Second thing is, and I actually appreciate that she touched on this, and she was saying that guys just think of women as, you know, these delicate wallflowers that are perfect and have reasons for everything. I guess what she was trying to say, because we compare them to the first woman that we love, which is our mother. And then she made a weird comment about, even if she's a crackhead, you're gonna put her up on a pedestal. Yeah, it's your mama. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put your mama up on a pedestal. You understand? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Don't be a mama's boy, but you know. But then to say that, yes, that's your first connection and you were going to take the reverence that you have for your mama and then place that reverence on a girl. She's saying that is incorrect. All of us all in the space know that is incorrect. But I thought it was interesting that she called that out.
Just be committed too long and you need something new. Right? That could be it. Or somebody's. I feel like I'm speaking from someone who's. There's people like that. I've been a cheater and I've been cheated on.
I feel like I've been on both sides of the fence, but I don't think I have a reputation of cheating. If I were to pop out there and talk about why I did, it's because it was off some get back. Okay. And I didn't want to do it, but it took for me to do it to make him stop doing what he was doing. Okay. And it was just at the point where, like, because a man was like, oh yeah, you know, she's gonna come back anyway. She's gonna come back anyway, and she ain't gonna do nothing about it. So I did something about it, and that hurt his heart to the point where it still hurts.
It's still. Wait, hold up. There's a ring on her finger. So if it still hurts, it's to the dude you married. It's to the dude you married? I guess. You know, so what I just heard, is, which, I'm so confused at this point, because the hypothesis that they started out with is that men and women cheat for the same reasons and at the same frequency, and it's equal and all of this. And then she comes out with, I emotionally cheated, which goes against the original hypothesis, right? And I know it's an anecdotal example, but for the one example that you pull out when you cheated on your boyfriend who you eventually married, is what I'm picking up from this. For an emotional reason, because he was stepping out, so then you stepped out in order to get back at him? I mean, it sounds like the foundations of a toxic relationship, but she's still got a ring on her finger. So what do I know? Let's go back in.
Not like that. So everybody's, you know, it's different. Everyone's characteristics are different. Yeah. So that whole like, oh, she, you know, was more emotional. She probably really liked this nigga.
I'm gonna have to say that's an emotional cheat though.
Yeah. What?
I've cheated in some times where, I have a reputation for cheating.
She's a scumbag.
If we're being real.
Okay, so we being real, but why? Is it because, are you just not ready to commit?
There's multiple reasons. There's been times where I've cheated because I felt like, I know this isn't my final stop, so enough of the playing house.
Yeah.
She's a carousel rider. She's a roller coaster rider. What did she say? She said, I knew this wasn't my final stop. Now listen, she stopped the girl on the right, and what did she say? That wasn't an emotional cheat, even though she laid out exactly what an emotional cheating was, and then she brought it on to herself. It sounds like now she's going to go down into the laundry list of reasons why she has cheated. Gentlemen, take note. I don't care what they look like. They all have the opportunity for this, okay? I don't care. One of the biggest lessons that I learned about women, irrespective of what they look like, doesn't determine how they treat their innards. It blew my mind when I figured it out. I was like, really?
I thought that the prettier that they are, the more that they love themselves. And it blew my mind. It didn't get it up to that point. It was one of those aha moments in my late teens. So